I'm sure like most people in the modern world, you are currently documenting your life, whether that's on an expensive camera or just on your phone. Either way, you're doing it with the view that one day you'll be able to look back on your life fondly. So in the last 10 years, basically since I became interested in photography, I have taken an insane amount of photos, which have been on mirrorless cameras, DSLRs, and of course my mobile phone. But the photos which I really like to look back on, and the ones that mean the most to me, were taken on a camera from the 1980s. So this is my Canon AE1, and on this camera I've captured moments which honestly just sometimes make me want to cry. Like, they're that important to me, whether it's that lovely grainy nostalgic texture or the muted color palette that you get from it. Yeah, whatever it is, I absolutely love it. And then on top of that, you've got the whole process that comes with it, which is time consuming, it's frustrating, and increasingly expensive too. But even so, it is 100% worth the investment. So you definitely don't need to go out and spend a fortune on one of these cameras. I've seen quite a few online for less than £50, although I would say that you do often get what you pay for. So with mine, I spent about £200, and after looking recently, it's pretty much worth the same as that now, and I've had about 5 years of use of it, so yeah, can't complain really. And before we get into it, I have to say I am still a bit of a rookie when it comes to this format. I keep things very simple. My kind of area is video, so for me this is just a really cool thing to have. I chuck it in my bag when I go on a trip or on a holiday, and yeah, just capture those moments through life, and I don't really put too much pressure on it. So I won't be getting into the technical side of film photography, because I will be the first to admit there are much better people on YouTube who you can learn from. I'm just trying to make the case for you to delve into this art form, because honestly, I just think you'll really enjoy it. And for me, it's the best way to capture your memories. So when I look back at these photos, I just feel so much nostalgia, so much emotion, and overall, they just mean a lot more to me than the photos I've taken on my phone and on my digital camera. And I think the reason why that might be is we need to take a lot more care when we take a photo on a film camera. You can't just snap away aimlessly, and you need to be very intentional with every shot that you take, which is pretty much the opposite of when you shoot on your phone or on your digital camera. And it's not just the whole process of taking the photos, it's taking the film out of the camera, packaging it up, sending it away to get developed, and then having to wait to get your photos back. I think all of that put together creates almost an event. So here's something that might not resonate with you, but let me know if it does. So right now, my phone currently has about 3,500 photos on it, compared to about 500 photos which I've taken on my film camera. And if it came to it, in a heartbeat, I would give up all of the photos on my phone in order to keep my film photos. For me, they just mean that little bit more. I really want to get across why I love these photos, so let's go through a few of my favorites, and I'll let you know why they mean so much to me. So right now we're looking at one of the first photos I ever took on a film camera. I really like the colors on this. It's kind of like a moody winter evening. And then yeah, the leading lines going down the train track are quite cool. Yeah, I was pleasantly surprised when I got this one back. So this next one is one of my favorites actually. It's taken by one of my friends of me. I'm holding my Super 8 camera, and yeah, the focus is right on the lens, and even though I'm like half a meter behind it, it's like blown out and got so much texture to it. So yeah, big fan of this one. So this is like a really nice summer's evening. I've got two of my friends sort of looking over the horizon, silhouetted. Yeah, definitely one of my favorites, and sort of reminds me of those nice summer's evenings where you just go out taking photos with your mates, and yeah, good memories on that one. So that takes us to probably my favorite portrait photo that I've ever taken of anyone. It's my best mate. Just love that light on top of his hair, just the greenery behind, the path going up behind him. Yeah, absolutely spot on. So I've got another one here of a couple of my mates having a really fun time. We basically had this massive Airbnb up in the mountains in Wales, had a wicked time, and yeah, they're just laughing, and so it just captures a really nice like point in time. And I really love how everything inside is kind of dark, but you've got the greenery outside. It just works really well. I really like this one. This was taken in a studio when I used to work at Gymshark. One of the models was propping up her phone, taking a photo of herself, and I kind of framed it perfectly and sort of got the whole thing in. Yeah, it just kind of takes me back to the time where I literally used to live in the studio during the pandemic, and yeah, I used to meet really cool models and would have a laugh, and yeah, everyone's just taking photos and filming all the time, so yeah, good memories. So here we've got one of my friends playing Warzone, and I remember being completely obsessed with playing this game during the pandemic. So once we were able to see each other again, I used to go around his house, I would take my Xbox and a monitor, and we would sort of play Warzone all night. So yeah, that's a good memory there. So this one I'm quite happy with. It's essentially a football field with a mountain starting off in the background. I took this while I was waiting for a bus, and yeah, just like looked behind, saw the scene, lined it up nicely, and yeah, I think it worked out. So this is a black and white one which I took. That was actually on black and white film. I didn't just edit it and make it black and white. It is on black and white film, so I really like this one. This was part of like an engagement, pre-wedding kind of shoot. Basically had this couple just, you know, holding hands, having a cup of tea, use the doorway there as a bit of framing. Yeah, just a really nice photo and a good moment. So last winter I had the chance to go on a sailing boat, and it was absolutely freezing. I've never been that cold in my entire life, but managed to get some cool photos, so it was all worth it. I really like this one, how the boat is kind of positioned between the two ropes from the boat that I'm on. And yeah, those like washed out tones are really cool. I really like this photo of a fjord. The water just looks so still, it kind of takes you down that route. And yeah, the snow-capped mountains as well. Yeah, love that. So let's end with this one because it's one of my favorites. You've essentially got the metal that's kind of within the ferry, and then it creates this amazing frame where outside you've got pure nature. So I really hope that's inspired you to get into this incredible art form and to start capturing your memories in a more intentional way. And just a quick note to finish on, I fully understand that these photos are nothing special. They could be exposed better, have nicer composition, sharper focus, all of that. But to me, it really doesn't matter because it's all about the moments that they've captured, the people that are in them, where I was in that time of my life. That's what really matters to me, and that's why I've backed them up on 3 different hard drives. Thanks for watching as always, and I'll see you next time. Cheers.